Gaffer, firstly, time to reflect on last Saturday's result. Frustrating in the end, but I'm sure there were some positives to take away from it.
Yeah, I thought the first half were, good value for the lead, and I thought we probably deserved to be in front. That wasn't the case second half, but I thought for 45 minutes we were the better team. However, it's not a 45-minute game, so yes, there was positives. Scoring, a decent goal from something we'd worked on to expose Colchester's setup. So yeah, they were the pleasing things, but then there was plenty of disappointing things as well.
It's a long season, just got to lick your wounds and move on to the next test now, don't you?
Yeah, look, we're 5th in the league, I think. So have we played 12, 11, 12?
12, yeah.
12, quarter of the season gone over in the playoff place, and like I say, you got just under 3/4 of the season to go, and we're sort of in and about it, which is pleasing. So that's not a bad start, and we've got to make sure that with the next 12 games we're 5th or higher, and that's going to be the challenge for the next, whatever it is, 34 games. Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah. And time to reflect, like you say. We also had a game, reserves game on Tuesday. What was that like for you?
There were some really good bits from some of the players and some really not so good bits. But again, I would say it's more difficult for those players. They haven't been playing every week. They haven't got, the more fluid relationships that some of the lads who've played more regular have. So it is difficult, and you've got to understand that. It might not look as fluid all the time or as on the same page and understanding all the time. But then it's our job to make that happen, and we've got to work hard with them to get them understandings, sort of fluid, if you like. So there were some good bits, there was some not so good bits. Playing quite a lot of the kids as well. Again, trying to give them as much exposure and much opportunity as we can. Because I've said the result's not that important. It's more about performances from individuals and the group as a collective. So yeah, there was some pleasing stuff. Jude scoring a goal again. That's good. Obviously Rosie getting a goal, which we know he can do. So there was plenty of things to be pleasing about.
Both those goals, I know you've just mentioned them, but fortuitous, but like you say, really positive that they were in the right place at the right time. And for Jude, I think particularly for him to net his first goal, and that was a reserves game, but confidence-wise, that'll help him, won't it?
I'm not sure it was fortuitous. So, I'll let you tell him it was fortuitous. Obviously, the position he finds himself in is something that we work on. The fact that they passed the ball to him is not for us to qualm about. But he took his player on brilliantly, and he's scored past the goalkeeper. And if you can take your man on a 1v1 and score like that often, you're going to have plenty of chance and you'll score plenty of goals. So it was pleasing. Obviously, it was pleasing.
Next up, Gillingham. They're going to be one of our probably toughest tests now, aren't they? They're a really good team.
Yeah, look, good manager, big budget, good team, good start. It's got all the hallmarks of a tough game, but it's one we're looking forward to. You'd have thought they were in probably a better position last year when we went down there, similar time of year, having not lost at home since the previous November, and we beat them. So we've got to make sure we play as well as we did that night and come away with 3 points. It'll be a good game. It'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a battle of styles. But they're the ones we look forward to.
Without giving away too many secrets or things that you spotted, but looking at Gillingham, what is it that makes them a tough team to beat?
I think any Gareth Ainsworth team is a tough team to break down and a tough team to beat. I think they had 17 long throws last week against Cheltenham, so there's a little inkling to what's coming. They're going to put the balls in your box. They're going to ask you questions. They're going to I don't want people to just think, they're a direct team. I think that's unfair. But at the same time, they're going to ask questions right in the heart of your defence. And we've got to be ready for that. We've got to stand up to that and be prepared for it. And if we are, then we should have a good afternoon.
And we need the supporters as well to be backing us in their numbers. They did last Saturday, and this Saturday we need much the same again, don't we?
Yeah. I thought the fans last week were fantastic. I have to say, the result didn't go our way. There was no moaning. There was only support, and I have to say I thought that was really a brilliant thing. Really, probably it's easy to say the best support of the season, but that's when we need them. So for them to react in the way they did, I thought was magnificent. It's easy to get carried away when we're taking 5,500, 6,000 to Sheffield Wednesday and everyone's singing their heads off because we're winning and we've won. I thought last week showed everyone's true colours, and I thought that was really, from my point of view, it was really pleasing because we did need them and we came up a bit short. We said that. We're honest enough and we're open enough to admit that. I thought the fans were magnificent, and I thought they were a credit to the football club and themselves because, like I said, they were supportive all the way throughout the game, and I think that's a proper fan base. Not that they weren't before, but I thought that's what proper fans do, and they deserve a huge amount of credit for last week, and hopefully we'll give them a bit more to cheer about this week.
Super, thank you, David.